Can we resuscitate the dead? In the mid-19th century, a Russian philosopher named Nikolai Feodorov founded a school of thought named cosmism. Nikolai Feodorov, who is regarded as the father of Russian cosmism, is its most representative figure. The major idea associated with Fyodorov is the philosophy of humankind's common task, which meant to regulate the forces of nature, to defeat death and bring ancestors back to life so that they too would participate in the general resurrection. This idea was so central to his philosophy that whatever topic he wrote about, Fedorov brought in his main idea of the common task: how to achieve universal brotherhood, rationalize nature instead of merely exploiting her bounties, overcome death, resurrect the ancestors, and create a united humanity worthy of governing the universe. The sense of urgency for uniting for a common task is a theme that exists in one way or another in the works of all Russian cosmists. So we should divide our task of resurrecting the dead in two major tasks. Resurrecting the body of the dead and his spirit, because some people say that cloning some body is resurrecting in some form. Some companies in Asian countries offer to clone dead pets as a form of resurrection, but result is very different from the original, both in the body shape and the character that inhabit the cloned is not the same of the original pet. In the Egyptian philosophy, we can divide entities that animate the person into Hath, or the physical body, Sa, or the spiritual body, Ran, or the name, identity, Ha, or the personality, Pa, or the double or vital essence, Ib, or the heart, Chuyet, or the shadow, Sikkim, or the power form. In African magic and Spiritism tradition, we have magic rituals to bring people from the dead. Voodoo and hoodoo. Voodoo is more related to the creation of zombie. Somebody who passed through the ritual of zombification lose his soul, only remains the power that animates him. Hoodoo on the other side is have some rituals practiced by some magicians who want to transfer his conscious and memories to another person which become the victim of the sorcery. Movie The Skeleton Key is based on this ideas. In Hinduism and Buddhism we find the practice of phowa in which a monk can transfer his consciousness to somebody or someplace else. In 1983, a CIA Lieutenant Colonel Wayne McDonnell submitted a report named Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process. This is a step-by-step guide on how to achieve an out-of-body experience for the purpose of intelligence gathering. An advanced gateway participant can not just project their consciousness to a different place. They could pull their consciousness completely out of this reality. They could travel anywhere in the universe, and at any point in time. This technique can be done by anybody by hypnosis and being exposed to certain frequencies. Many experiences has been done to discover the existence of the soul or the spirit. The most famous is 21 grams. In 1907 by Duncan McDougall, a physician from Haverhill, Massachusetts. McDougall hypothesized that souls have physical weight, which is 21 grams in every time he did the experiment. In spiritualism, ectoplasm is a substance or spiritual energy exteriorized by physical mediums. Is there any other realm or universe other than the three-dimensional world that we know? Many theorists say our world is a hologram. A holographic in which we are all have a commune consciousness of. We refer many mathematical and quantum and relativity physics theories that refer of this subject. Like Schrödinger 11 dimensions theories and many others. They all agree of the existence of realm beyond our own that all magicians refer to have the help from beings beyond our world. Let's agree now, even for the sake of the argument, that there is a realm where we can contact the spirit and bring them to our world, like in the case of Chris Angel when he tried to resurrect a dead body. How can resurrect the body of the person when we have his genetic materials? There are two technologies who can help us in our task. Cloning, which is a technique of getting a female egg without nucleus, put a nucleus of the person that we want to clone, make an electric discharge. The result will start to grow in multiple cells that we will keep them as stem cells for further cloning to have a stem cells bank. We started 3D print organs, so we shall 3D print an entire body, put the body in an exoskeleton robot. To keep all the body parts functioning while growing to avoid articulation, lungs, and other organs issues. Induced pluripotent stem cells technology will help us to have the specific cells in the right organs. All the process should use human serum albumin, which is a substance that helps the cells to know its place and the whole body to function properly. What if we don't have any genetic material to start the resurrection process? Have the technology to travel back in time to get all of those people forms in 3D to print them and their genetic material to process their cells. We agreed about the possibility of time travel in astral projection, but in physical form we have also few options. Vortex machines, which basically cylinders filled with mercury spinning in an electromagnetic field against each other. There are some reports that Nikola Tesla and the American government have acknowledged this technology. In what it is known in the affair of the alien reproduction vehicle, this system can work in saucer-shaped vehicles and in circle gate form machines. If we know that billions and billions of universes, how we can orientate ourselves and go back to our exact space-time continuum. I suggest that we use entanglement technology, which is simply quantum entangling to atoms. We make one atom spin in one direction, the other will spin in the other direction, entanglement, and transfer information instantly regardless of the distance, and I think space and time also. There is another technology for time travel, which the use of the 115 element, which was discovered in 2009. In 1989, Bob Lazar, who worked on reverse engineering alien space vehicle, reported that alien used this element bombarding with a proton which will produce element 116 and decay to antimatter, and produce a huge amount of energy which can be used in space and time travel. The problem is the element doesn't exist naturally on Earth, we should mine it from other exoplanet. Anyway, the technology that we will use for time travel will help us to 3D scan any person from any time era and get sample of his DNA to use after in the resurrection process.